with the Art of Joy, and I decided to get on real quick today and do an acrylic pour. I haven't done a pour since probably March, and I did that one with my grandson, and I've kind of had this idea playing out in the back of my head. So today I am working on a Kansas City Chiefs truck that got ordered last night, and right now it's kind of in a place where I don't have it. I gotta wait for the paint, the base coat to finish drying so that I can get started on it. So I decided to play around with that idea that's been bouncing around in my head. And it is an acrylic pour, and I am going to check my feed real quick and see if that is popped up yet. It appears not. Hold on. Okay, I don't have it yet. So I'm just going to kind of watch for that. I will tell you, I was really surprised to get the order for the Kansas City Chiefs truck. Ever since Christmas time, that has been the most popular thing in my Etsy store as far as people going in and looking at it, but nobody had ordered it. And I was really surprised at this point in the playoffs that somebody has ordered it. But I will tell you, they've ordered it today. I plan on having this in the mail on Friday. So if you're interested in getting a Kansas City Chiefs pickup truck, or if any of the other football teams, if you support those, you can certainly pop into my Etsy shop and get it ordered so that I have a chance to get it done and on its way to you in time for the next game. Okay, you know what, this is crazy. There are days where that feed will pop right up, and there's days where I'm just kind of sitting here waiting on it. Until today, I am sitting here waiting on it. There we go. Okay, get that enlarged. Okay, so what I have done is I've already gone in and I've mixed up my paint because I have to thin it out so it will move properly in doing a pour. And so that's kind of boring stuff. So I've already mixed my paint. What I haven't done is I have not put the paint in the pour container yet. So I'm going to adjust my camera down just a little bit real quick so that you can see this, because that's more exciting to watch anyway. Okay, I'm going to step around back and see what you're seeing. Okay, let's give that a try. In just a moment, I will have that up on my feed. But while we're waiting, so I have my shape. I need this elevated. I do not want the paint I don't want it flat on this surface. It makes it harder to work. So I have elevated things. Here is my pour cup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start putting, okay, I'm sorry folks, I'm just kind of watching. So this is not showing me as wide a feed as I was hoping for. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scoot my camera back real quick. Okay. And while we're waiting, I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and start pouring my paint. So this is going to be pink and white. So I've mixed up a bunch of white. And then I've got kind of not a pale pink, but it's the palest of the pinks, a medium pink, and a really, really dark pink. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer these into the cup. And let's start with this medium pink. And there's no great mystery to this. I'm just pouring it in. There's some people that will kind of pour in a pattern, but I like to just kind of pour it in and see what happens. This paint has been thinned out so that it will flow across the surface. And what's really cool is I can already see in the cup where some action's taking place. One of the things that goes with an acrylic pour is that you cannot predict how things are going to mix together or what they're going to do. Let's see. think I need to move, yeah, I moved my camera. So, there. Okay, so I have, other than the colors that I choose, I have no control over exactly how this is going to behave. And that's one of the things that I really like about this, is your results are very much a surprise. And there will be some really cool things that happen that I'm going, oh, wow. And the other things that go, I don't care for that. And I can tinker just a little bit. But once again, I still don't have tons and tons of control over this. Now, normally when I do an acrylic pour, I do it on a canvas. This time I'm actually doing it on a piece of wood because I'm wanting to turn this into a door hanger. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to pour some of my white around the edges. That's going to kind of help it to flow better. Okay, so I am going to do this differently. In the past, I've done what's called a dirty pour, and a dirty pour is where you put all your colors in the cup, and no, a flip cup pour. A dirty pour is when you mix the colors together. Flip cup is when I take this cup and I literally just flip it. I'm not going to do that. I could also have taken my colors and just kind of drizzled them on here. I chose not to do that this time. I am still doing a dirty cup because I mixed my colors, but I've seen this technique where they pour it slow and they just kind of rock it back and forth, and it looks really cool. So I am going to give that a try today. Now generally what will happen is I will end up having lots of paint. I'm hearing a bird outside, and we have, I'm just going to wait. What I'm getting ready to do, because this is just going to sit here, I'm going to start moving it around. I will literally pick this up and I'm going to allow the color to flow. It will run off the side. That is perfectly fine. And the cool thing is these paints are going to interact with each other. And we'll have colors that slide under one another while another color's sliding over the top. And it's going, like I said, it's going to flow off the side. Okay, so I want to work down here. And then the paints, as they interact with each other and everything, they'll do something that I think is really cool. And it's called cells, and is where the bottom color kind of pops up through the top color and creates circles. And it's kind of an unexpected thing. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of help it here. It's kind of stuck in that spot and not flowing. And so all I did was just use my popsicle stick to kind of help it, to create an avenue for it to flow. So, you know what, I'm going to turn this, ooh, I have cells right here. Some people aren't crazy about cells. I think they're gorgeous. And so I'm really excited to see that. The reason I decided to turn it is because I want to get some of this darker color flowing over to where that lighter color is at. Now my grandson, like I said, he did the last one with me. I want to put some more color here. I've got plenty of color in my cup. I'm just going to introduce a little bit along that edge. And my grandson, despite the fact that he's a boy, he does not like getting stuff on his fingers. And so he really initially did not care for this because he was getting it on his fingers. But once he started seeing the magic where the colors are flowing around and running into each other and running over each other, he was just mesmerized by it. Okay, a little more color right there. Okay, and then I see I've got some people hanging out with me. I did not advertise that I was going to do this today because I hadn't actually planned on doing it. But when I couldn't start my door hanger this morning, start painting it, it's just like, okay, I need to do something to fill up this time. Okay, now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just stop, kind of take a look at what I have going here and see if I want to do any movement. I have lots of zigzaggy movement in here, and I would like to change that. I'm not really sure how I want to change it though. And I've got longer movement here, and then I just got a big puddle here, and actually I'm surprised because I really am liking this big puddle. I'm getting some cells here, and I wish I would have remembered I do not have my heat gun in here because I could have plugged it in and helped these cells to pop up. Let's see. What I'd really like to do is put a little more white on there, but I'm not getting much white. Okay, there we go. So whoever's on here, say hi to me so I can see who's hanging out with me. And then just let me know, have you ever seen this done? Have you ever tried doing this yourself? So I'm just going to try and create some movement where I poured some paint. And it's kind of moving slowly. And actually, I'm kind of surprised it is not moving at all. Okay, hi Cheryl, how are you today? Have you ever done this before? To me, this is about the most fun thing I ever paint. And I think for me, it's just because of the whole unpredictability of it. Now what I have here is this is not really moving, and so I'm just going to kind of help it along. And I think the reason I'm not doing much moving is the paint flows off of the wood a lot faster than it does when I do it on a canvas. And so I think that I have probably actually lost a lot of paint that allows that movement. Although, I'm seeing here where I'm starting to move, and I want some movement going this way, so I'm going to tip it the other way. Now the thing of it is once I set this and leave it, the colors are going to continue to move somewhat. And so when I walk away, what is happening when I walk away may not be exactly what I come back to. It'll be real similar, but it's probably not going to be exactly what I came back to. You know, this is super simple, Cheryl. I hope I say your name, I'm doing your name right. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some color off of here. And just add it in. This is very forgiving. And the thing of it is if it doesn't come out quite the way you want it to, you can just paint over it. And then what I will do, whenever I do these pours, I normally will write something on them, but I never know until I see the finished product what I'm going to write. Because like back for my granddaughter's 2nd birthday, I wanted to make one for her and I wanted to put her name on it. And I used the colors that I wanted that I thought would look really cool and great on it. But when I got to my finished product, the colors didn't say little girl. They were kind of dark, and I don't want to say sinister, but kind of a foreboding, which is, you know, really not appropriate for a 2-year-old. And so I let it sit for a while, figured out what I wanted to write on it, and wrote that on there. So let's put just a tiny bit of this dark pink, see if I can break this white up. Now I got quite a bit of white here, but I actually like how it's swirled, so I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to try and introduce some of this pink in there and see if I can get that white to break up. I'm trying to turn this so you can see, because I was watching one of these pours the other day on YouTube, and the person had it turned away from the camera quite a bit, and I really couldn't see the magic part, which is just watching it flow and move. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get that broke up a little bit, and if I can, then I'm going to call it done. And then what I have to do at that point is I have to set it down, walk away, and not touch it until it is dry enough. Now normally when I do these, it's usually dry enough before the day is over. But I'm not sure how long, since I've not done this on wood, I'm not sure how long this is going to take to dry. And so I know that the thicker the paint is, the longer it's going to take to dry. And then Cheryl, since you are wanting to try this, let me give you just a little hint real quick. The thicker the paint, the longer it's going to take to dry. And one of the things that will happen, and I just want to forewarn you that this is just an idiosyncrasy of doing this, is that the longer it takes for the paint to dry, and I'm talking ridiculously long, the more likely you're to get some fine cracking in it. That's the nature of doing this. So if you get fine cracks, don't flip out and worry about it. It's just part of it. If you're getting those small cracks, what has happened is that the paint on top, the paint surface has dried, but the paint underneath has not dried yet. Therefore, as it dries and it's releasing its moisture, that moisture's got to go somewhere. And so it creates cracks for the moisture to escape through. Okay, I am looking for something to poke with. And the reason I'm doing that is I have drilled holes in here for when I get ready to hang this up, because it is going to turn out to be a door hanger. And the paint has filled my holes. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my wire here. I wasn't prepared for this. And I'm just going to open up those holes, which may or may not work, because I'm sitting here and it's like, oh, I poke it through and the paint fills it back in. Well, that is not going to work. I'll have to, the next time I do this, I'm going to have to figure out a way to do this. Because I really want to have my holes in there beforehand so that it doesn't mess with the design when I go in to drill a hole to hang it with. So here is my finished product. I've got it elevated. I've got a big mess underneath. That's okay. But I have it elevated. I'm going to walk away, let it dry. It's going to move. It's going to pop up cells. Right now I'm not seeing tons and tons of cells. I've got some here. I've got some long ones that have popped up here. I'm getting small ones here. Oh, I'm getting more than I had initially noticed. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to finish up this live, and then I'm going to go find my heat gun, because let me just double check. Do I have it in here? Oh, hold on. I got my heat gun. All right, let me get it plugged in, and we'll get those cells moving. Hello, folks. Let's see what I got. Technical difficulties. I plugged this into the same extension cord that my light is in. So, okay, let's see if I can pop those cells. Now I need to be careful. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing popping going on right in here. I need to be careful not to hold this too close. Now sometimes when I do it, those cells will pop up really fast, but they're kind of being slow today. I don't want to overheat it and get my top surface too dry. So this is helping, but it's not popping them very much. I may not end up with very many cells on this one. Okay, well, let's call this done. And I want to tell you, thank you for coming in and hanging out with me. And I will, when this gets dry and everything, I'll post a nice close-up photo so you guys can see exactly how it came out. Once again, this is Candy with The Art of Joy. And I hope everybody has an awesome day. Thanks. Bye.